Hey y'all, it's me. I'm sitting here, I'm hot, I'm red, sitting here in front of our water tank, which I have just about sucked dry. Hugh's gonna have to go fill it up because I got a new watering wand that is absolutely fabulous. It makes me feel like I'm a Lowe's employee. You know how you watch them and they have those big, nice streams. It's not too hard, but not too soft, and you're just getting everything all nice and wet. Yeah, I love that thing. But I want to show you something. Hugh he saw the idea online, and so he put it into practice. But he kind of built like a hiller for the back of my rotavator. And so yeah, we'll still have a little bit in the middle that we'll have to just take a yard rake or a garden rake and rake it down flat so that grass can grow. That row is pumpkins, but you can see that made just the perfect width. It's about 36 inches, maybe 30 inches, which is better, and a nice height. We'll just have to give it just a tiny little rake off the top to get the big clots off, and they're going to be perfect. I'm so proud of that man. He can do anything. He can do anything. This is a failed bed. I gave it a drink just to see what it does. We set these out a couple days ago, but I had gotten so used to rain that I hadn't really been checking to see about these, and they should have been watered yesterday. Absolutely. So since they're fresh little seedlings going in the ground, they're not happy with me. And this bed is our sunflowers, and so I just wet them just a few minutes ago. Let the seed germinate and come popping through. But so we have, let me see, 1, 2. This one, he said he's got to go back over some of them because it was pulling funny and causing a little divot in the middle. But anyway, if he doesn't, that's okay. We can easily just scoop the dirt to the inside. Looks like we have 9 empty beds now to work in. That'll give us a little bit of planting space, plus the whole other side. But our sunflowers are coming along nicely. Except the ones, the groundhogs ate. But you can see, I showed y'all last week how I was trying to at least keep the crows out of them by using this bird netting. And we've got it secured all the way around, so we shouldn't have any problems with little critters getting caught in it. That was my concern about using it at all. I just didn't want to have to worry about having any little guys get caught up in it and have a problem. But look at these baby suns coming on. They're beautiful. And this morning, for the first time, we cut out of this succession. And let me take you around and show you the suns that we've been gathering. That little row is almost done. It's ready to finish up this week probably, and then we'll be starting another something in there. See how empty? But there's lots and lots and lots of little suns just busting open. We might even have to get them tonight, as hot as it is today. We might have to get them tonight, because when they bust too wide open, then critters get in them and chew on them. This one we left because it had been eaten on a little bit there at the bottom, and the bees have been enjoying him. We've also left some that were too short, some that we knew were just a little bit funky, just to give them something to enjoy. Some that the leaves looked like they were not ever going to develop the right way. And I saw quite a few butterflies this morning. You see, this little field is just almost done. And that's fun. That's fun to have a field that we can say we've emptied this bed out. Yay. But some of these little bitty guys, well, that one's been cut. But some of these little bitty guys, we'll give them another week to get finished. And then these guys were the next succession. And I think it was 2 different kinds because, well, you can see that looks entirely different than what we've been cutting. And these we've almost completely emptied out. But they're going quickly. They are absolutely going quickly. And it's surprising when you open them at this stage, or when you cut them, when they're opened to this stage. Look at all the bees in this one, guys. Can you see them? They're enjoying. We have to leave a few down here for them to just enjoy themselves. But when you cut them at this stage, when they open, they're not the size that you would imagine them to be based on the size of their petals at this point. They end up being like almost an inch larger than you would imagine them being. And that's kind of really crazy. Look at the big old Bumble. He's enjoying it. But I have found out something about cutting sunflowers. You had really better cut them by 6:30, 7 o'clock in the morning. Because if you don't, the bees are already, they have already taken up residence and they don't want to be messed with. And believe me, I don't want to mess with them anyway. We love our bee buddies. But yeah. Yeah, Chelsea's wanting to grow some of the all different colors, some of the burgundy ones. See, there's one of the little short ones we're leaving them. The little burgundy ones and the different color ones. I don't think we'll grow the white anymore because they are beautiful. But you know what? The bugs love the white. They absolutely do. So I'm thinking the white may not be planted again. But mostly just the orange because they seem to be loved. The peach, which is like a pale orange or a pale yellow. Well, it says orange. It's called a pro orange, but actually to me it's just a real deep yellow. But the real pale yellow, it's like the white. They get eaten pretty badly. But we cut this morning. We cut pretty deeply on these. Let me take over here. That field is, or that little row is just the little seedlings we planted this past week, and they're coming along nicely. I hear cattle over here munching away. Hi guys. Yes, I'm talking to you. You see her look through the trees. So what? What do you want? Bless. All right. Okay. And we have been, some of y'all have been asking when we're going to get Ferdy a girlfriend. We're actually planning on getting Ferdy a couple of girlfriends. And Aaron is going to help me. He's covered up right now, so we're going to push this off into probably the fall. And then I will overwinter, but we're not going to get babies. We're going to get full-grown females, hopefully about a year old. And he's going to help me get this set up and welded together and rigid and covered over with whatever. It's some kind of a black tarp, but it's it's not a solid tarp. It's kind of like a shade cloth, I guess. But we're going to get those at Harbor Freight and cover it over completely and build them a box inside up high in case they do want to get in out of the rain and wind. Aaron said they don't typically. He said they enjoy the weather and they don't get cold very much. Their peacocks can be found everywhere from tropical climates to very cold climates in like northern China, I guess. But anyway, so we'll get that this fall and find us some females. And I've been looking online, looking at places that have females. And I'm going to be kind of picky. Some of them look kind of sketchy to me. I don't know if any of y'all know within, say, 100 miles of the Asheville area. I don't want to drive too far, but within 100 miles of Asheville, if you know a reputable peacock aviary where I might be able to purchase a couple of females, let me know. These are the Ageratum, and they're finally getting big enough to cut. And they're a wonderful cut flower because when you cut them, you can cut them at this stage and they continue opening up in your vase, and they open up kind of real hairy and are fuzzy. They're really pretty. So the bloom ends up being about twice that size when it opens up completely. But you can see how much higher they are than the netting now, some of them. And so, yeah, we're going to keep them cut hard, and they should continue coming on all summer. And this was a mixed colors. You can see we've got the dark purple and the pale purple and a really pale purple. My favorite color is like the periwinkle, and it's not in this mix. So I think next year I'll probably have to order from the Gardener's Workshop, because that's where I had gotten what I grew last year, which I absolutely loved. Down here we even have some white. Yay, Ageratum. We got to get some more Ageratum growing. That was actually the field down there that I showed you that I said was a fail. That was the Ageratum. So we got to get some seeds going this week and get those in the ground soon. But you can see the zinnias are finally opening. Zinnias you can't really cut like at a stage like that. You can cut them here, but zinnias actually they stop opening up wherever you cut them. Like if I cut this dude right here, that's all he would do. He would never continue opening up. But I thought we had cut, or that we had planted some of the Benary's Giant. Look at the butterfly. Let me just stay back here and I'll increase the screen. Ah, that's low. No, there it is. Pretty little dude. Hey, baby. But anyway, I thought we had grown some Benary's Giant in the different colors, which would have been, the real deep reds and purples and yellows. They weren't. Somehow we missed them, and we end up with mostly like the Queenies. But they're pretty. They're just kind of softer. And I know some people enjoy the real bright, intense colors. I like these guys, but for a nice mixed bouquet, it would be nice to have some bright colors in there. And then over here are the marigolds. They're coming on. We have some more marigolds under the grow lights, and they will be here. We finally have one ready to cut. Look at that dude hiding down in there. Yay. And there's a Bumble. Bumble says, let me eat on it. You can have whatever you want, just don't poop on it, okay? I'll make this deal with all these critters. You can enjoy the nectar, just don't poop on the blossom. Sorry, guys. That sense of humor of a 12-year-old. But anyway, these are beautiful all the way out. I'm very, very pleased with them. I have noticed, this guy, I'm not letting you, he flew. Not letting you take up root here. I've got to look and find out what my organic solution is for the Japanese beetles. Aaron said I should sprinkle some of the cedar woods and the different essential oils. I'll have to look again and find out which ones are repellents. But around the base of them, I think what I'll do is actually use some of my little rags and just put the scent on and then attach them, just staple them or tie them to these stakes. And hopefully that'll keep them up high enough so that the breeze will catch the scent. And I hope that they will be repelled. I want them to be repelled. And the coxcomb are coming on. Those guys are just crazy looking to me. They're so funky looking. And they'll get considerably larger than that. And I grew some last year, or a couple of years ago, when we still lived across the road in the little house. I'll call it the little house. And they were really interesting and fun. But my favorites are the celosia, the feathers. And we have lots of feathers coming on, but they're not in another. They're in another bed over there somewhere, I think over there. But hopefully they'll grow quickly. Get up here, hurry up. You can't take your time. And then we have a lot of the cinnamon basil, and they have a pretty little bloom. You can see that. And if you love the smell of basil with just a hint of cinnamon, you would love this. I think they're very beautiful though, with all the dark purple stalks and in the leaves and the blooms. They're really pretty. And over here, girls, we have the Cosmo. And the Cosmos are beautiful, but, and these of course aren't opened up. Chelsea had cut some this morning. Apparently she laid them on the fence to grab them, or on the netting to grab them, and she forgot them. Oh well, it happens. But the thing about the Cosmo is they're just kind of delicate. I've noticed in the locations where we have our bouquets, you know, it's outside locations and under shade, but still the heat tends to be a bit much for them. Here's a little bitty one. Let's see, there you go. But we have them in all different colors. But they're so hard to cut, for one thing. And I don't think they last well enough to make them something we'll keep in our mix. As flower farmers that create bouquets call them their recipe. Their recipe for their bouquets. But you can see my walkways are getting high. I have not been able to mow. Not because I haven't had time, but because I was in the process of mowing last week. Well, you can see it's a little bit shorter than the other. And Hugh called our local auto parts that he deals with, and they ordered a belt for him. It has not came in, and it was to be a replacement belt because the belt that he had on the lawnmower was only about a month old, so it was defective. And it has not came yet, and we went to Lowe's day before yesterday, and he picked up a belt, which we should have done to begin with, but he brought it home and it was the wrong size. So that's got to go back and get us another belt, and then get all of these pathways mowed before they start getting too big on us. But anyway, yeah, and we've got things planted way down there. A lot of empty rows right now that's getting ready to be filled up soon. And we'll have to put out another succession of sunflowers this week. I've got to go get somebody to start this motor back on the water tank. But you can see my little sun's coming up. And there should still be some coming up under there. We didn't get them planted, apparently, shallow enough. So, but they're coming up nicely. And at this point, the crows haven't gotten them, and the groundhogs haven't gotten them, and that makes me happy. So the sunflowers seem to be so popular. People love them so much that we're even selling them just by the single stem for $2.50, and they're going quickly. So we're definitely going to keep about 500 stems every week. And what doesn't sell, we have a couple of local donation areas to pass them on to for the senior citizens. And that will brighten their day. That makes me happy to feel like I'm doing something to give back. You know, sometimes you get so lost in your own life that you kind of forget that there's other people out there that we need to just spend some time to invest in their lives. And senior citizens, these people they've done their job. They've gotten us all this far, right? So the least we can do is to see them on home with as much joy in their lives as possible. So anyway, I was going to show you the contraption that Hugh built, but I don't see that tractor. But anyway, guys, just thought I'd walk through the garden with you this afternoon. I've got to go get somebody to start my water, like I said. Go down there and finish watering those things. I might wait till it cools off a little bit because I'm a wimp. And it feels like it's about 90 degrees out here. I know that's probably not very hot for a lot of y'all. For me, yeah, it's miserable. Oh, let me show you these. The sweet peas finally did start blooming. And they're climbing. Yay! Look at those dark purple ones. Or mahogany. I don't know what call. We've got both. We've got a dark purple and a mahogany. We'll call them both. But and we still have snapdragons coming on. And I'm surprised in this heat. I just didn't think that they would just want to continue on. Come here, dude. Climb my little trellis, okay? That would be good for both of us. All right. Need to come and weave them all in. If I could do that without breaking them. But, yay. All right, y'all. I think I am going to go in and drink some tea. And put my feet up for about an hour. Then have somebody restart that thing for me. Put it off for a little while. Let me show you the yellow rose one more time. It's had another little burst. It's such a beautiful rose. Oh my goodness. Some of them are already dying. Look at that, baby. I can smell it all the way from here. Some of them are looking kind of funky. Aaron told me what to put on it to help clear that up. But I wasn't listening well enough. I'm going to have to ask him to tell me again. And then, one of you precious people sent me a rose. And I don't know, wasn't given permission to share a name, so I'll not do so until I know. But it had already bloomed, a little pale white rose right there. And I need to give them all a drink this week because of it just being set out within the last couple weeks. But thank you. And so many of you have sent wonderful, precious gifts. Some that were required tons of time. Some family genealogy. I've got a book from one precious person that required so very much time. And y'all, one of these days, soon hopefully, I am going to, look how deep the yard is. I am going to do a video, just a thank you video for so many of you that have passed along little gifts, everything from hollyhocks to roses to handmade books to family genealogy. I'm going to have to just look at so very much of it and just tell you thank you. And I will not share a name unless you are good with it. But anyway, I see a plastic bag up there that's flown out of somebody's vehicle. I shall go retrieve it. in a little while. Now I'll get it before dark. I'll show you tomorrow just to prove it. All right. Love y'all much. Enjoy this beautiful day. And those of you that had watched the short the other day when Chelsea and I had the problem with the radiator in my vehicle, it has been repaired. Hugh and I went after the radiator the next day, and he got it fixed, and it's back on the road. And you can see all the stuff that's on the porch. Yes, I know, it's coming off in stages. We're getting it done, but had big boxes of things come from Johnny's Seed, and I had boxes of things come with my green sand in it, which is part of my soil blocking mixture. And we've got a lot of things coming right now. But so yeah, don't think I'm terrible. It's just we're not ready to start using it yet, and it's just a convenient place to stick things until I get them put away. All right, y'all. Love you much, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye-bye.